Hello, and welcome to tonight's stream. I hope you guys are all having a lovely day, or night, I guess. It's like 30 minutes to midnight for me. But you know, we just vibe then. I am kind of sad because I thought I was going to have Incandescent Arcana today, but due to sad times, I don't. And by sad times, I mean the person that was supposed to like have it forgot it, and yeah, so no Incandescent Arcana today, but hopefully tomorrow. And by hopefully, I mean it should be tomorrow. If not, then I don't know. But it's soon. Soon I will have Incandescent Arcana, and I'm so excited to open it. We should, I don't know that I've just like looked through the set list since it released, which is kind of ironic because it released like a week ago, and usually I usually spend a lot of time looking at set lists before, after, and when things release, but I haven't looked at the complete set list since the set dropped, so we should do that. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, also, for those of you that are wondering, yes, these are my real prescription glasses. I usually wear contacts every day. One of my friends wanted to see me wear glasses, so I wore glasses, and yes. And I also have a new shirt today. It's so cute! Or at least I think it is. I'm quite fond of it. It's mustard yellow, which usually isn't a color that I look very good in, and I'd say I don't look good in it, but I do look good in turtlenecks and in black and white, or I guess not so much white, but black, and this has black stripes on it, so I decided it was good enough, and I think it's pretty cute. Here, let me pull up my secondary face cam so you guys can see how cute it is. Oh no, I messed something up. That's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. And then, I know you guys can see my super cute sweater. I'm pretty excited about it. Like, I think it's so pretty, and it like is super comfy. So, it's 2 thumbs up from me. All right, let's actually look at Incandescent Arcana now, because I'm excited about that. But I just had to be excited about my outfit today first. And my glasses, because it's been a long time. I usually don't wear my glasses. Usually the only time I'll wear my glasses is if I like wake up in the night and like for some reason feel the need to go like do something, whether that be go like grab some food from the kitchen or like go see Bean, which doesn't happen that often in the middle of the night, because usually if I wake up Bean, usually she will stay awake for a while and wake a bunch of other people up. So usually I don't have any reason to use my glasses, but today I did for fun. Anyways, Incandescent Arcana time. Let's see what we've got. We have Superior. I love what they did with Superior. They just look so good. I love them. We got the Radiant Tisserina. It's pretty alright. Not my favorite of the Radiants. Not that anything's wrong with it. It's just not my favorite. Next up, Reshiram! I'm so excited to get a spicy Reshiram. We needed some Reshiram in Sword and Shield, and finally here's a nice Reshiram. And then we got the Alolan Vulpix V and V-Star. I love it. Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Ninetales, I just absolutely adore them. So I'm pretty excited to see those in here, though it's kind of sad no Alolan Ninetales. Poor Ninetales. Then we got the Radiant Alakazam, which is pretty cool. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with like the background art, but because it's Alakazam, it's still cool. And then we got Mawile. I don't love Mawile, but I do appreciate that it's kind of a different, more unique Pokemon that they haven't done a ton with. So I like to see a new Pokemon for V's and V-Stars and stuff, instead of like the 9,000th Zacian or the 4th Zarude, you know? Then we got a Radiant Jirachi, which is stunning. Might be my favorite Radiant of this set. Not of all time, though. Not quite. We got the Magearna, which I didn't love the idea of it when I first heard it, but when I saw the Magearna, I was like, okay, I actually love that card. So, I approve. Then we got my boy Ho! Like, why does it look so good? It looks way too good for just a regular V, and I love it, and I need like 15 of them. I just want like binder pages full of them. Also, look at the little baby. So cute. I love it. Okay, but now on to the spice. We've got the Braixen, Melodic, Jinx. I like that they made Jinx very small and hard to see. I wonder who this trainer is, though. Can't really see them very well either, but that's the Jinx one. We got the Gardevoir, Smeargle, and the Altaria, which I think might be the one I'm most excited about, but I do really like the Melodic, too. Then we have Reshiram Full Art. Love this. Love this very, very much. And then, let's see. There's the Lone Vulpix Full Art. The holofoils pretty alright. Not my favorite, but pretty alright. Serena, fantastic. I love the Fursuit girl. I think that's how you pronounce it. Wallace is cool because Wallace is the trainer with Melodic, so therefore just good. Then we've got Superior, the character card. Beautiful, beautiful. We got the Mawile character card V, 2 secret rares, and sadly no alt arts. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit disappointed that this set did not have any alt arts. It does have some really nice cards in it though. Like overall, it has my approval. But like, could we have at least one alt art? I think at least the next set should be pretty spicy in terms of alt art cards. Or I mean, apparently it's supposed to have the Yugioh alt art, the Silver Tempest that comes out later. I don't know when, but later. I wonder if we've got any spoilers for it. Oh, wow, I'm struggling. No, nothing yet. Well, that's just newest. Maybe upcoming. We need the upcoming Japanese sets. Newest Japanese, newest English. Nope, it's not going to show me upcoming. Alright, I tried, and I guess we will just not get to see that for now. But yeah, that is Incandescent Arcana. I should have it tomorrow. Sadly not today, though. I'm so sad that I wasn't able to get it today. I should have. Alright, time for me to like actually read the chat. I apologize. Look like a college. Ew, college. I don't go to college. That's kind of cringe. XP start coming in the same pack. You get them both together? I love that! That is amazing. I'm like twice as excited now. You get both of them! It's like a 2-for-1 deal. But with Vulpix! I love Vulpix so much. Alright. What else have we got going on? I don't like dating, so I'm sorry, but that's gonna be a no-go from me. New set. Yes, this is a Japanese set that came out last week. Is that Zella? Honestly, who knows? I could just be her twin that stole her identity and just didn't, you know, decide to put contacts in, even though that'd make it more convincing. With my glasses. It's been a while. I don't know that I think probably once or twice I probably wore my glasses before on stream, but since I started wearing contacts, I think I started wearing contacts in 9th grade. For the first, like, year, it was pretty 50-50 contacts and glasses. Then I hit high school and just, like, stopped wearing my glasses, so for most of the last few years, I, just wear my contacts. Because glasses get super dirty, and contacts don't. Of course, I do have to, like, poke them into my eye, which is very, very awkward with my nails. Ignore the finger that's missing, and now I need to fix it. I was gonna fix it, and then I got distracted eating my mini pepperonis for dinner, so I didn't have time to fix it before I started stream, but, I guess I can fix it now. Where's my bag? Let me grab my bag, and I'll fix it. Well, I dropped a bunch of stuff on the floor, but I got my bag. so I can fix my nail. First I gotta like take all of my magic decks that are in it out so I can actually get to my little, this is my nail tin. I bring it with me everywhere because I'm super good at losing and breaking my nails. Although it's coming out in 2 weeks in Lugia, yes, I don't want to wait, but I'm pretty excited. Man, do I even have any nails of the right size? Ah, that one's close enough. Alright, what else have we got going on? We need a bit more spice in this side. It is a little bit, it's not that it in general is bland, but compared to other recent sets, it's kind of bland. Like, it just doesn't quite have that same level of spice that we've been seeing since Brilliant Stars. So basically, in 2022, it's just missing a little bit of something. But oh wow, it's not sticky. I want it stick. I put glue on it. This is the most upsetting thing, when the glue just doesn't do anything. I need to get new glue, but I don't like spending money on things that's not cardboard, so I'll just use this half like dried up glue. It's like half dried up, but when it dries up, instead of getting like really hard, it just gets goopy. I know the goop is super duper difficult to use, but maybe the nail will stay on. It's sad though, I ran out of nails for my pinky because for some reason this set of nails that I bought, like half of them were big enough that they would only fit on my thumb. And I do not need all like that many nails just for my thumb. So now there's just not enough of the other sizes of nails. And especially my pinkies, there was like 2 nails that were kind of okay to fit on my pinkies. And that was it. And so now the pinky that lost the nail, and I don't know where it went, just doesn't get it now. This nail is also just not working. It's, I don't know, I can't get it on. Sad times. I tried to fix my nails. I just have to put new nails on, which is sad because I've only had these ones on for like 4 or 5 days, but it wasn't meant to be, I guess. So sad. Okay, I'll just throw the nail away, and I'll put my little tin away, and I'll try again later. It was very, very disappointing. I thought I was going to fix my nails. Alright, let's see, what next? It's a Viper, you get 2 in both pack. Oh, that's amazing. Animal Wild. Okay, that does make me feel a little bit better about this set, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to pay for them, you can get some packs. Why is Lost Origin only 4? 4 is MSRP, and thanks to my new job at Hilltop, I am able to sell packs for MSRP. Technically, all of the Lost Origin I have, I'm selling it for Hilltop. So, like, yeah, I get to sell it at MSRP, which is very, very exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check orders now that I'm done being distracted by like 7 different things. You know, we just having fun. I'm excited though for after stream because one of my friends is moving and they wanted to get rid of a bunch of bulk because, you know, kind of annoying to have to deal with just a ton of random bulk cards when you want to move from one place to another. So they just let me take a bunch of the bulk, and me being silly like that, I like to go through bulk, so I'm kind of excited to check it out. It's a mixture, it's mostly Pokemon and Magic, and there's a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, so quite a bit of variety, so you don't get money. I do get a small little bit of money for like selling it. It's kind of like more like a commission, I guess you could say, but yeah. If we want a mystery box, can you make a $100 one? You know it. I can definitely do mystery boxes and mystery packs. I'd recommend contacting me on Discord about it, or email would be fine. I respond faster on Discord though. Discord is like the one platform that I'm probably the best at responding on. I think Instagram's probably my worst response time. I maybe respond to messages on Instagram like once a week. I feel kind of bad. I'll be like, oh, these people have just been waiting for me to answer. GameStop has no lost origins. Sad times. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this set is kind of wild. With the hits that it's got in it, the value that the alt arts have, the fact that a bunch of the cards are now going up quite a bit since release, it is a solid set. A very, very worthy investment, and there's so much just fantastic stuff to pull. I mean, it's got Pikachus, it's got Charizard, it's got super spicy alt art Giratina, and the Aerodactyl, which has been shooting up in price as well and is such a stunning card. I think this has potential to be one of the best sets of this year. And I mean, I think it's kind of ironic that it came out at a fairly similar time to Evolving Skies, which was, without a doubt, the best set of last year. Like, you just can't quite compare. Those Eevee boxes that GameStop are selling? What? What Eevee boxes? I've not seen or heard anything about this, but I am very intrigued because we very much like Eevee boxes. Like, those are typically pretty good things. So I'm kind of curious what they are. Cause yeah, I have not heard anything about that. Maybe if I just look up GameStop Eevee box. Alright, internet, find me what I want. That's just a link to the GameStop website. That's not what I want. I need to know. Might be on the Poke Beach side. Okay, so it's like not something that they have yet. $60 for 9 packs and a V card in each EV. But the important question, are they just the cards from Evolving Skies, or are they promos? And if they are promos, are they the promos from the tins, or are they new promos? I have so many questions. Poliwag is great. Crobat card is quite hard to find. The character rare one. I mean, you know, I can't say I've seen more than the one that we pulled you, so let's see. Really expensive considering it's just old. So it is old promos. I'm a little bit disappointed now. Less excited. Sad times. How much would a shipped ETB of Lost Origin? Well, the ETBs are 40, but the shipping, I would guess, would be between, like, it'd probably be around in the $10-ish range, 10 to 15. That's really where it'd be expensive. But yeah, just for the base price on the ETB, 40. Reused promos. So sad. They made new promos. It would have been so much more exciting. But, you know, a Pokemon company will be like that. Reusing promos, I feel like it's so cheap. But then again, in this very money-driven world, when you can be cheap and still accomplish something, usually from the business aspect, that is the better way to go. I mean, that's kind of how I am with some things, like with my TCG Players store, but not quite to that extent, because I also do a lot of unnecessary, like, things for my TCG Players store. Like, I'm really cheap, especially with the envelopes that I buy, even though it's inconvenient, because the cheapest envelopes that I can get are the Walmart brand envelopes that are not like the peel tape ones, the ones that I guess you're supposed to lick, but licking envelopes is a big no thank you for me. So I just keep like a little cup of water and a paintbrush to like activate the sticky stuff, but it's very inconvenient. So, you know, not ideal, but it literally costs me a penny per envelope, and that's such good value because envelopes can get pretty expensive when you're buying like 1,000 of them at a time. So I'd much prefer if I'm buying 1,000 of them at like a penny each as opposed to 10 cents each. So I will accept the inconvenient ones for the sake of saving just a little bit of money. But then I also do a Dapper card for every single order, which is not necessary, nor is it time or cost effective, but I like doing it, so I just do it because I can. It's fun times. It looks cool for a sealed collection. That's a good point. I do think that that would be reasonable. Like, a reasonable thing to make people want it is for the collectible value, because I mean, who doesn't want like a way to display some Eevees? Why not just a cool seal box? Pretty alright. Ooh, this is the Pokebeach link. Okay, but that's kind of cute how they put it together. I'm not gonna lie, is a little bit cute. Let's see. Giant ad just popped up. Now I can't see it. I just want to see the Eevees. Alright, the ad's almost over. Never mind, the countdown stopped. Oh, okay, it's gone now. Now I can see it. Looks like we've got Astral Radiance, Lost Origins, and Brilliant Stars, and then the tin promos. Yeah, it looks cool. I like all the colors, but why not a new why not new promos? Sad times. Kind of sad times. But it's like right in the middle for me. It's not super duper cool, but it's not necessarily bad. But I won't go out of my way to get a hold of one. Unlike the Arceus collection that I definitely spent too much money on, because it's Arceus! For a long time, he was my favorite Pokemon. Now he's my second favorite, but that is his fault, because apparently Arceus was the one that created Jinx, and I'm having troubles coming to terms with that. But I still really like Arceus, so that Arceus Premium Collection was a no-brainer. I just had to get that. Alright, let me check orders real quick. See. I saw John earlier. I know he was wanting a box tonight, but I don't know if he's still here. I do kind of need to do some restocking soon, though. I mean, I have a couple boxes left, but probably when I get the Incandescent Arcana, I will pick up some more Lost Origins, too. I'm trying to get Arceus and Zard box. Oh my goodness, those Zard boxes! I just can't with those. I'm like so anxious about getting some, because the demand for them is going to be insane. And of course I need at least one for my sealed collection. But ideally I would also like one to like open in like a year from now. And it would be cool if I had a third one that I could just open now. Because then I'd have like all of it that I need. I'd get the promos that I could fill the texture on and enjoy opening some packs. And then I would have something a little bit later when it's slightly more rare, which is exciting to open. And then I would just have one to look pretty on a shelf, because sometimes you just need pretty boxes to look nice on shelves. So, you know, I would like to get like 3 of them, but that's a lot of money. And I would have to find 3 of them. But, you know, we will see what happens. Got this random magic card that I left on my desk. I was originally going to stream last night, but then I first got distracted working on a magic deck, and then I got frustrated because I couldn't find the cards that I wanted for the deck. And then, I decided to clean my room, because then maybe I could find the cards that I wanted. And so that's why I didn't stream last night, because I got distracted cleaning my room, and I cleaned out a lot of boxes. Like, there were a lot of boxes. These are the boxes that I cleared out of my room last night. Many of these boxes have more boxes in them, so there's a lot of boxes. But yeah, I got them cleaned out now, so those are gone. But you know, I just totally lost my train of thought. I got distracted because I saw a text from my brother, and then I just completely, like, mind went blank. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. Something. Oh, I was talking about this, but this is one of the cards that I found that I might want to put in my deck. But I realized it's from a set that some of the foils from are pretty expensive, so I wanted to check it out since, you know, as you can see, it is a foil card, but then I just left it on my desk, and it's just here, being just chilling, I guess. Archfiend of Depravity. How spicy of a card is this? Well, the regular one's like $3, so maybe 10? Now it looks like about 5 for the foil, which I mean isn't bad. That's a cool card. I'm thinking about putting it in my new deck. Ooh, but that'd actually be really fun for my sacrifice deck too. I'm gonna have to see if I have 2 of these, so I can have one for my sacrifice deck and one for my new deck that I'm building. It would be perfect. Anyways, I'm gonna stick that over there for now. Let's see, what do we have going on in the chat? Hey James, how about you stop targeting Eclipse, because I don't think he's comfortable with that, and neither am I. Like, it's fine to chat and be friends, but assuming things about people and then just going on about it, that's kind of a little bit weird, which probably makes people uncomfortable. So we don't want that. We want people to be vibey and comfortable, not uncomfortable and unchill, you know? Alright, looks like we've got our first order for tonight. We've got a Lost Origin for Jason. Let's see what we can get for you. Hopefully spicy. Oh, I see something. Oh, I see 2 somethings, maybe? No, it's just 1 something, but it's a very spicy something. First pack magic right there. We've got the Pikachu VMAX Gold card. Absolutely gorgeous. We will get him sleeved up and in a top loader, because that do be some spice. That's pretty solid. That is pretty solid. Congrats on that, Jason. I will get added into your stack. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Bam. Got it. And there's our code card. Whoosh. It was so close. Kind of. It reflected back off the wall, so it didn't really make it, but it was close enough. Close enough for me to feel proud of myself, I guess. I'll move the camera just a little bit. Check real quick if we've got any other orders. I think tonight will probably be a little bit shorter of a stream, since I was originally most excited for tonight's stream because I was going to have Incandescent Arcana, but now I don't have that. So, but tomorrow I should. So tomorrow's stream should be exciting, except so like so Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are the nights that I play Commander with my friends. And I feel like almost every night that we play now, I always am like, okay, I'm gonna head out a little bit early. I need to, you know, set up for stream. I need to work on my job for Hilltop. I need to do all these things. And my friends are always like sad that I want to leave and I'm not gonna stay and hang out. And so they convince me to stay for a little while longer, but then sometimes I leave early, but usually I end up just staying late and then not being able to accomplish everything that I need to. But yeah, I always feel a little bit bad about it. But I've also realized that I've started doing it every single time. It used to just be every couple weeks. There'd be one night where I'd be like, I'm gonna leave a little bit early. But now it's every time. And then, I mean, it's not surprising. Because when you have 4 jobs, it makes sense for them to infringe on your personal time a little bit. But, yeah, I always feel bad. But, Wednesday I was gonna leave early, but then I ended up helping my friends with something, but I still went home a little bit earlier than I usually do. And then today I did actually leave early. I left at 9, which was before the store even closed, since I got off at 7 today. I didn't work the full day so that I could play, but after I played my game, I hung out for just a little bit longer, but then I headed out. And so, you know, I wasn't there as long. I only played for 2 hours instead of Ooh, how long do I normally play on Friday? Well, I guess sometimes it is only 2 hours, but that's when I work, and I wasn't working. So I could have played for like 5 or 6 hours tonight, but I only played for 2. But tomorrow I might have to leave a little bit early too, so that I have time to come and stream Incandescent Arcana. So I don't know how I'm gonna work that all out, but I feel bad that I'm always like leaving early. But then I'm like, it's like this like struggle between me, like, you know, I shouldn't really feel bad because I do have a legitimate reason to leave. I have multiple jobs to do, but like, I also want to hang out with my friends, and I don't want them to think that I'm like avoiding them, because I'm not. I love my friends. I just also have a lot of work to do, and I feel that I haven't spent more than an hour sorting stuff for Hilltop this week, and like, I meant to be doing a lot more work than that, but it didn't happen. So because see, that was a lot of what I was planning on doing on Wednesday before I ended up just staying out late anyways, so it didn't happen. And yesterday I was supposed to do it, but instead I cleaned my room, which is actually really nice. I like it when my room is clean, but it takes so long. When did I got off work at 6, so I probably was cleaning my room for around like 8:30 to like 2 a.m. So like 6 hours. So it took a long time to clean my room, and I did not have time for sorting after that. Let's see how much you guys are charging for the Yu-Gi-Oh tins. The new MSRP from Yu-Gi-Oh themselves is 22 on the new tins, so around 23 to 24 after tax. Cleaning my room for 6 hours! That is how long it took me to clean my room last night. 6 hours! And it's kind of funny because that's just normal to me, for it to take that long to clean my room, but when I really think about it, 6 hours is a long time. That's like longer than most of my shifts at work. 6 hours! But I have a lot of cards, and the cards need places to be, and there's not enough places for the cards to be, so I just end up with piles and piles and piles of cards everywhere. So a lot of it is trying to find places to put the cards. I don't know if you saw my picture earlier of the boxes that I cleaned out of my room. This wasn't quite all of them. There were a few more after this, but there are boxes inside of boxes inside of boxes. It was a lot of boxes. Very awkward to bring out to the recycling bin at 3 a.m. I filled this big huge box with like a third of them and brought it up, and then when I opened the recycling bin, it was partially rainy, so that wasn't very fun. When I opened the recycling bin, it was almost full, and so I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. So I ended up hopping into the recycling bin to squish it down so I could dump my stuff in, and then squish it down like a little bit more, and then I went back for the next load. And after that one, I was like, there is no more room. I'm not going to be able to put all the recycling in here. So there's still just a small pile of recycling outside of my bedroom door until, you know, there's room in the recycling bin. But yeah, there was an interesting time at 3 a.m. because that's when I finally finished up what I was, you know, mainly doing and took out the recycling so I could go to bed. And then I tried to go to bed at like 3:30 and failed because I just laid in bed for about like an hour to an hour and a half before I fell asleep. Needless to say, I did not accomplish what I wanted to yesterday. It was a little bit rough, but you know, I do like having my room a bit more clean, though there's still probably at least 2 to 4 hours worth of work that could really use being done in terms of cleaning my room, but I have a lot of bulk to sort. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of what I was doing yesterday was just taking piles of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and putting them in boxes, not even caring what they are, putting the lid on and like putting them away. And doing the same thing with the Pokemon and with all the TCGs except for Magic. I left all my Magic stuff, most of my Magic stuff out because I'm in the middle of using it, you know, for building decks. So the Magic stuff gets to stay out. Everything else just got shoved in boxes and pushed out of the way because I was like, if I take the time to sort all of this before I put it away, this is going to come from a 6-hour job to like a 60. No, you cannot pay through the chat because YouTube takes most of the money. It's a lot of it. I think the most that YouTube has ever taken from the chat for me was like 50%. So no, you cannot pay with the chat thing. It does not work. I lose money. And I can also only get the money like once every several months. I really do not appreciate YouTube. It's rough. But yeah, sad times. It just doesn't make sense for them to take the percentages that they do, but I guess I can't stop them. Yes, YouTube takes an absurd amount of the money from super chats. Like, I do not see most of the money. YouTube just like, I'm gonna take this. Same thing with ads. I get almost nothing out of the ads, despite, like, I can get, you know, 300-400 views on a stream and make about 2 cents from it. 2 cents from all those ads. So it's brutal. Yeah, no, it's not like a Twitch donation. YouTube doesn't care about me. At least that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe they like me because I make them money, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I still use YouTube. It's probably just because I don't like the format of streaming on Twitch. It's just weird and confusing, and you can't save videos and streams to go back and look at, which is sad. They just disappear after like a couple days. It's just gone forever. Which, I mean, I guess in a way, you know, less of like a carbon footprint or whatever, but looks like it's time to switch to Twitch. Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Plus, like, all my audience is already on YouTube. It'd be really difficult. If I ever move platforms, it's going to be to like Whatnot or something, but as I've mentioned in the past, trying to switch to Whatnot has not gone very well so far, but maybe at some point I will figure it out. I kind of wanted to try and figure it out today, and then I was like, oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of things to do today, so it didn't happen. And that's about how that goes, but but you know, maybe one day I will figure it out, and maybe I won't, and I will just keep suffering at the hands of YouTube. But I mean, honestly, it's like if I was really serious about making this like a full-time job or something, then I would put more effort into it, but this is just more something for me to enjoy and do on the side. So I'm not too worried about, you know, doing any serious stuff with it or making tons of money off of it. I'm mostly just here to vibe. John in the chat. He was here earlier, but I don't think he's still here. Sure, Whatnot is. Yeah, it is. It's in like the last few months, it's become pretty prominent. It's a lot of stuff like what I do, so like rip and ship streams, but it's also for all kinds of other collectibles and stuff. I personally am not a huge fan of the viewer experience, I guess. I've tried to watch streams on there and I just can't catch an interest in it. But from like a streamer perspective, it does seem to be like a really positive platform for doing streams like I like to do. But there's also a lot of limitations that I don't like. I don't like that it's a mobile thing. I want to be able to set everything up on my computer and like still have my, you know, face cam and stuff, and I have no idea if a face cam is even going to be possible if I do Whatnot. So it's a lot to figure out, but maybe eventually I will figure it out and it'll be good. But for now, I don't know. But it exists, and it's an option. And I mean, I may end up doing streams for Hilltop on there at some point. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, it's maybe will happen eventually. Anyways, it's been pretty slow. We'll check orders, and then I do need to. I realized I should probably actually respond to my brother's texts. Let's see. Let me hurry and answer. Such a random conversation. My little brother told me I should get Snapchat, and I was just like, no. And then now we're having some random conversation about stuff. So, fun times, you know? Okay, I answered him. And what else was I doing on my phone? Oh yeah, I'm gonna message John and ask if he still was planning on doing some stuff tonight, because he asked me like every day this week about streaming on Friday. So I don't know. Alrighty. Alright. People then responded to. Now I can focus again. How is this centering on the Pikachu? Let's find out. Alright, here is my guy Pikachu. Looking pretty alright on the front. Like, that's actually pretty slick looking. As for the back, it's slightly shifted like this way and down, but like very subtly. I think the top and bottom are overall like pretty on point, but is a little bit tighter on this side than the other side. But overall, definitely pretty alright. It is a good looking card. And the corners, oh look, very nice and non-whitened. So I say it is a good looking Pikachu. Plus, I mean, it's also just a beautiful card. Alright, we'll stick that back in your stack. Ooh, I just remembered. I have something fun. Let me. Actually, I have two things that are fun. Just got this. So, for my fun stuff that I have for myself tonight. First off, I have these cool little welcome boosters for Magic that are super cool. We get them in at work sometimes. They're like to give to people that are interested in starting to play Magic. But I think they're fun. They're like super, I don't even know. I just love what they do with them. Welcome to the world of Magic. Here are some cards to help you get started. Then it also, introduces a random character. Like, it's got this whole thing. Karn is a sentient silver golem who has near completed mastery over artifacts. For centuries, his existence was defined by whatever purpose his creator assigned to him. After finding true friends, saving the multiverse, and becoming a planeswalker, Karn set off to create his own legacy. That legacy at risk. He will stop at nothing to see the Phyrexian threat destroyed. The Phyrexians do kind of be causing a lot of problems, though. Then we got a shiny forest, shining sunbathing Rootwalla, shiny lightning strike. We have a commander sphere, classic commander card, Singur Connoisseur, Airtight Scorn. Then we got this cool Ajani the Great-Hearted from War of the Spark. And then it says, join the Magic community. And then we got a nice little Blackblade Reforged. We actually have two of those. And we have Tura, however you say that, Sky Knight. And then here's a code for Arena, if anybody plays Arena. Woo! Yes, every welcome pack is the same, except for one of them that I opened was not the same. It was an error pack, and let me show you what I found in it. Oh no, where did it go? It should be in this pile. There it is. I will show you guys what I got in my error pack this. It may look like nothing, but there is a card in there. You can see the border. This is a error filler card. It's just got the border, and the back of the card is like the card, but I put it in a sleeve. I should have put it in a clear sleeve, but it's like a $20 to $30 card because it's an error. That's really interesting. You're not supposed to get them, but I pulled one in one of my welcome packs. So that was kind of fun. Now I have that. No idea what I'm gonna do with it other than like show it off. And then my other fun thing is I bought a deck, and you know what that means? A sample collector booster pack. And hopefully this isn't like the last deck that I open live that did not have a sample collector booster pack, and it broke my heart, but I did finally get one a little while later. It took like a month, but they got me one. But yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. I honestly really like what they did with like the legendary stuff in this set. It basically just takes like legendary creatures and I guess legendary things in general and gives you a bunch of like power-ups or whatever for using them. So yeah, time for our little baby collector pack. Got, ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Borderless Barbarian Mercenaries. The reason this is interesting is because it is from the Commander set, and yeah, kind of cool. And we have Bortuk Bone Rattle. What a silly guy. I like the Borderless Barbarian Mercenaries. It's a card that I got one of the regular version of, but that is my only borderless one, so kind of exciting. And then of course I got my little deck of cards. I haven't decided. I kind of want to actually play this as a deck and just make some edits to it, but I bought two of these decks. The first one was just so that I could take the cards out of it and add them to a couple of my decks that I was building, but I got another one because I was like, this is actually a kind of cool deck. I like the mechanics for it, so I'm considering just playing it and, you know, maybe making some little edits and seeing what I think of it, but I haven't decided for sure what I'm gonna do, but either way, it's a fun one, and it's got some very good cards, things that I think have potential to become staples in Commander. One of them's a card that stops extra turns, which is a huge problem. A lot of people that play very competitive Commander use infinite turns to basically win the game because nobody else can do anything. You just get infinite turns, and chances are it won't take that many turns for you to win the game. So yeah, that is pretty nice to have something that can prevent extra turns. I mean, it's just an artifact. If they find a way to remove it, they can still have their turns, but it's cool. Let's see. Waiting on the Shrek 2 packs. One day we will get them. One day. How much is a Magic deck box? You mean like what I had, like the deck? Commander decks are typically $40, except now Magic increased their prices, so now they're $45. Sad times. I do not like all these prices going up. I haven't seen like an increase in MSRP for Pokemon, but Magic prices went up a good little bit, and so did Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it wasn't a huge percent, but it was enough that it does make a little bit of a difference. Like the tins that were released today, the tins like that they've done in the past have always been $20, or at least for as long as I'm aware of. But the new tins that came out today are now $22. So they've increased it just a little bit, 10% though. I mean, that kind of is a considerable amount. It definitely adds up. 45, yep, 45. But they do put a lot of pretty cool cards and definitely like put thought and effort into the Commander decks. I like that they make new cards for those decks. Like the one card I was telling you guys about that stops extra turns, it only comes in this Commander deck. That is the only printing of the card at all. You can't pull it out of a set. The only way that you could potentially pull it out of a pack would be the collector boosters for Dominaria, because collector booster packs can have cards from the Commander subset. So you can you could maybe get one in a collector booster box, but it's still pretty rare, especially since I think it's a mythic. Either way, yeah, they do some cool stuff. I appreciate what they do with the commander decks. I mean, there's so many great cards that were originally printed in commander decks, such as Dockside Extortionist, which became and still is a very, very popular card that can be very, very competitive, and if played right, can essentially be like a I win the game card. Of course, it won't always go that way, but Dockside, it's pretty iconic. The deck that it's in, there's not anything else of value in that deck. Everything's worth like less than 50 cents, except for Dockside Extortionist, which is like a $60 to $70 card. And that's where they printed it, in a commander deck. They did finally reprint it in the Double Master set that came out a couple months ago, which people were very, very excited about. That's how I got all my Docksides. I have like, I think I only have 2 or 3, but I can't remember for sure, but I have at least 2, and one of them is the spiciest version of Dockside, which I think is about a $95 card right now. But yeah, it started in a commander deck. Because of that, the commander deck is like a $75 deck now. And so, you know, they've made some pretty cool stuff that has started or is still currently only in a commander deck. So I find the price, even though it is kind of a lot of money, it sounds like a lot, typically for the value it's going to be worth it. There are other decks too that are insanely just solid decks, very, very, very much worth it. I mean, the last precon that I bought to actually play as a deck, my zombie one, it was 40, you know, that was kind of the price initially, but now it's gone up to, it's a $50 deck, like on TCG Player and stuff, because it's got some really great cards in it, and cards that are super duper duper good for zombie decks that have only ever been printed in it. One of them, it was, let me see, is it this one? Okay, so I guess this one was a reprint, but it's the only reprint they've ever done of this card that I think it is an undervalued card, but it's pretty crazy. So the original printing was in Innistrad, which copyright date on here looks like around 2011. So over 10 years ago, they printed this card in a set. It's not worth very much, but what it does, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast. So if you put this out, you essentially just can play all of your zombie spells for free. And that kind of is a little bit powerful. I mean, of course, I guess maybe the reason it's not very valuable is because it's very, very specific to zombies and zombie decks. Most like non-zombie tribal decks won't have enough zombies in them for it to really be worth it. But if you're playing a zombie deck, it's kind of an insane card. And the only time they ever reprinted it was in a commander deck that I got. So yeah, so that was the first time they printed it since the original one, like 10 years ago. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. Let me see, Midnight Hunt Commander. Yes. And so they were just 2 different decks. This is the one I like. The other one is not worth as much. It's only valued about $20, but here's this one. It's valued at $50 currently. I mean, Will Helt is also really nice. He's the commander for it. Let's see. The borderless ones are all the ones that you can pull from collector packs. But he's actually become somewhat valuable. Gone up to like, I don't know why the foil listing is so much cheaper than the regular one. The regular one's like $5, but the foil ones are less. I think it's because the foil ones are the ones that come with the deck, but the regular version you have to pull out of collector packs or something like that. But either way, pretty solid card. Good handful of just playable stuff. Other things that haven't been printed too many times. Of course, this is all mixed in with the stuff from the other commander deck too. But also got this cool like Liliana in there. I don't know what that was originally printed in. Let's see. Oh, there's a secret lair. Cool. Looks like the other printing was Amonkhet. So you know, not one with too many printings, except it looks like there's a lot because they did a mystery booster reprint, but it just is like the same thing as the Amonkhet one, except that it has the little planeswalker symbol in the corner. Let's see. I just realized that I kind of got a little bit excited talking about Commander stuff. Let me double check what we've got on the chat. If you do play, getting some of the best exclusive cards is worth it. Yes, definitely. I mean, it was Legends Legacy, I believe, is what it's called. Yes, there it is. I don't know what it's going for on TCG Player right now. I think it's gone down a little bit since release, but I feel like there's not really a reason for it to not go back up later on because of some of the cards in it that I feel like are going to become pretty iconic. What's really weird about this Commander set is that some of the cards that are in the Commander set don't actually come in the decks and can only be pulled in collector booster boxes, like Greensleeves. Super cool card, but you can only get it in collector booster boxes. The Reaver Cleaver, I don't remember if this one came in the deck that I got or the other one. The other one is a 5-color deck, so it's all the colors. But as you can see, there's pretty decent price tag. This one's actually, I think, doubled in price? I guess it was at 15, it dropped to 7, back up to like 14. So yeah, doing pretty well value-wise. But then we've got this really, really cool land that I am super curious where it was originally printed. Champions of Kamigawa. That is from a quick second ago. And there's a Mystery Boosters reprinting. As you can see, the original printings are quite expensive. So it was kind of an older card. And wow, the foil of the OG, $140. That's pretty spicy. But yeah, it was printed in this deck, the one that I opened earlier. It, you know, started around 20, which was what the original printing was for, but the original printing is a lot older, so it has a reason to stay more expensive. Currently, it's gone down to about $8 or $9, but a lot of that is just going to be from it's available right now. It just barely came out. You can just buy this pre-con and you will get this card. In a few months, when this deck is harder to find, the price will most likely go up because people will not be able to get hold of them as easily, but still want them because it's a really legitimate card that can be pretty OP if used correctly. I mean, what it does is it can just tap for black mana like a regular land, or you can pay a mana and tap it. Target legendary creature gains fear until the end of the turn. Fear means it can't be blocked except by artifact creatures or black creatures. So if you're playing against people and they don't have an artifact creature or a black creature out, you can make a legendary creature unblockable. Legendary creatures are you can have some pretty spicy legendary creatures out. So if you just play this card, you can kind of destroy people with it. So it's pretty cool. I definitely think it's going to go back up in value after kind of the decks have sold out a little bit more. I mean, this is always what happens when something releases, prices go down. Once it becomes a little bit more scarce, they go back up, and sometimes they go up even more than they were originally. We've also got the Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. That's the one that stops extra turns. It is down at like 6 right now. It was originally like 20. I think it's going to go back up because ultimately there are not a ton of options for preventing extra turns. But this is an artifact with flash, so if somebody is playing a spell that's going to give them extra turn, you can just play this immediately as they play it. It does not matter whose turn it is, and prevent that from happening. So it's pretty decent, and it does have a backup use just in case, you know, nobody's taking extra turns. Instead, you can pay for, tap it, exile it, and then return to the battlefield tapped all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put to the battlefield this turn. So it's also kind of like a save you from a board wipe card, which is another thing that is very, very handy, especially in Commander when board wipes happen a lot. You got the Tiller Engine 2, which is kind of fun. Gives you the opportunity to take advantage of certain like lands and good cards, because whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you have two options. You can either untap that land, because a lot of lands you have to like the tap for multiple colors, come into the battlefield tapped. This makes it so that they essentially don't, and you can have that mana immediately. Or tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. So if you're just playing a regular land, well, you can just make it so that your opponent has one less blocker, or make it so that they have one less mana to use. I guess you can't do it to non-land permanents, but you can take down blockers, you can take down mana rocks, you can take down a lot of stuff with that, which kind of fun. I like it. Alright, I got distracted from the chat again. Okay. Able to order the Charizard UPC. I did not order any from GameStop, no. Pre-order 50? How? How do you do that? See if it gets fulfilled. I bet they'll give you like 2 of them. That sounds like something GameStop would do. Let's see. Limit of like 3 per person. I know that would make more sense, but a lot of places it seems like just don't really care about not fulfilling orders. I mean, as I mentioned with my Charizard pop figure, they just never told me. They never told me. Just never got it. It was pretty sad. Will I ever check my Discord? Let me see. How much? I mean, it's on the board. Booster box is $140, so $4 off MSRP. But yeah, I also. Hey, I was streaming though. That's why I wasn't responding to Discord. Though generally Discord is what I will respond to the fastest, but I often don't respond at all while I'm streaming. The only time I usually respond is if it's a family member, or if it's like a really like something I know that I'm going to get messaged about that's like time sensitive, but usually I just ignore my phone for the most part while I stream. How many codes hit the trash tonight? We've only opened 1 pack of Pokemon, and the code did not make it in. But I did open a magic pack that had a throwaway card, but I also did not make it in. So 2 have gotten close, but didn't quite make it in tonight. Not quite. Not quite. At least this time. Maybe next time. Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna check orders real quick. I just realized that I'm sleepy. I guess that's probably because I couldn't fall asleep last night, and then today I opened the store at 2. I worked till 7. At 7 I played Commander, and then I ran a quick errand after Commander, and then I got home and kind of like sorted and put a bit of stuff away and set it for stream and stuff. And I don't know, I think I woke up 12 hours ago. That's how long I woke up ago. Of course, that's also telling you I woke up at like noon, but you know, that's just how I roll. But all these are the practice you need to go through a stream where you never miss. One of these days, I mean, technically, there have been a couple streams where I have not missed a single code card because I didn't throw any code cards. But technically, I did not miss if I did not throw any code cards, you know? Of course, I feel like that probably still doesn't really count, but, you know. Alright, you guys, it's time! It is time to open a full Lost Origin booster box for John, and we are going to pull this spice because I want to pull somebody in alt art so bad. We haven't pulled an alt art out of a booster box yet, and I think we've just about opened all the booster boxes from this case. So, oops, I just realized that went up for some reason. Oh yeah, because I was looking at Commander stuff. Whoops. Anyways, minimum of 5 codes. I have to get a minimum of 5 of these codes? Is that the only option? Because I mean, that's fine. I can try my best. We'll do my best. I mean, there was the one time that I went a full booster box without getting a single code in because they challenged me to get the codes in and I got stressed about it and just failed. But most importantly, let's get this spice. Oh, we've got something in pack number 1. It is a Magnezone V. I'm assuming you don't want reverses and regular rares, but just let me know if that is not the case this time. Code card, whoosh! That one hit my light bulb. I'm really glad that my light is sturdy and that all these code cards I hit it with don't like break it, you know? Alright, we got Volo and Ice Horse. Code card, whoosh! Oh, that was really close. Instead it like hit my hat that's on the floor. That it was one of the things that I knocked over when I grabbed in my bag to try to fix my nail, but then couldn't fix my nail. That was so disappointing. I just wanted my nail to be right. Got Meditite and Hoopa. Code card, whoosh! No hollows or reverses, please. Cool, cool. That is what I thought. Because we were just here for spice. Also, I should sleeve up your magnezone, but I don't know where I put my sleeves when I was cleaning yesterday, so let me grab some sleeves. That was unnecessarily difficult to grab those sleeves. They're like in this box, and it's just kind of like a pile of different sleeves and stuff, but it's kind of difficult to like get my hand into to grab the bag of sleeves that I want, because I wanted these sleeves and not the other random sleeves that are in there, because there are a lot of random sleeves in there. Alrighty, spice, spice, spice. I want something with texture. That's not texture. Maybe the next one. Whoosh. That was a really bad throw. So far we have zero codes in the trash tonight, but maybe this will be a double lucky pack. We'll get some spice and I'll get the code card. Nope, no spice. But maybe, whoosh. Yes, I got the code card. Okay, so hopefully that means this next pack will have the luck, because I got the code card now. So we've like fueled the luck, you know? Because even though there's no scientific proof for that working, I've just decided that's how it should work. I must have done it wrong. Let's try again. Maybe the next pack will have the spice. That was a really bad throw. Maybe I used too much luck with getting the throw in. Now I gotta use the luck on the packs. I feel like this is reasonable reasoning. Poliwhirl and Politoed! I love Politoed, but it's not spicy. They should make ultra rare Politoed. I think that would be amazing. I want an alternate Politoed, or even just a secret rare Politoed. Oh, we got something. It's stuck to the mobile, and it is a cook full art. We got texture. We did it. Except it's not the spice level of the texture I would have liked. Maybe his food is spicy, but I want a card that is very spicy, you know? We like the spice. Speaking of the spice, for those of you that were here earlier, I mentioned that I got a bunch of bulk today from a friend that is moving and wanted to not have to worry about moving all of the bulk. And I started going through some of it, and one of the first things I saw, what have we got? Enamorous V. One of the first things I saw in it was a pre-release Yugioh from Vivid Voltage, and I'm like, that's a $20 card. So now I'm like, I'm gonna have to, like, while I go through this, set aside a pile of all the like $20 cards I find and be like, hey, you want these back? Because these are kind of spicy. Oh. Alright. It's a full art. I was hoping it'd be an alt art. But we got a full art Drapion V and a cast form, so a double hitter. Now we're at 2 full arts for the box, one from the trainer gallery, one from the main set. I hope we continue to pull full arts because we like those. But I mean, alternate art full arts would be the ideal type of full arts. Just saying. But yeah, with my bulk from my friend, looks like maybe secretly all along this was just a ploy that like he needed his bulk sorted so he could find the nice stuff in it. So by giving it to me, I will just like sort out all the nice stuff and be like, hey, you might want these back. Ooh, alright, Radiant Steelix, not bad. Get that in a sleeve. But yeah, already found that Yugioh. Like, it was fast too. I'm like, Did he just not know this was in here, or did he not know that this was worth $20? Or both? Maybe. Probably both. He has a lot of bulk. As someone who, like me, is into multiple TCGs, he's got, ends up with a lot of bulk to go through. Unlike me, most people don't enjoy going through bulk, though. I like to go through bulk because I like to find surprises. And I don't know, sometimes there are just really random cards that I find that I'm like, I really like this. This is like my favorite now. Like with Magic, I'll go through bulk and I'll find the most random card and I'll be like, you know what? I love this. This has to be a good card. What it does is just fantastic. Like, I see no reason not to like have this be a great thing. And then I look it up and it's like 4 cents and I'm like, am I the only person that thinks this is cool? But see, the thing with that is usually with cards like that, nobody else thinks it's cool, so I would have never been recommended to put that card in a deck otherwise. But because I found it in my bulk and was like, yo, I like this, I will put it in decks, even though nobody else recommends it. I will put it in a deck. So I enjoy that. Man, we need some more spice, please. We're like almost halfway through. I mean, we got 2 full arts, but I'm a little bit too greedy to just accept 2 full arts, One more spice! I want an average of 3 full arts / alt arts / secret rares per half of the box. So that we can have a total of 6 alt / full art / secret rares. That is what I would like. They really do only take 1 pack to improve things, though. Not this pack, though. This pack was not the one. I was hoping that one was going to go in the trash, but I guess that code card was also not the one. No, not very spicy. Sorry, Sableye, you're cool, but not cool enough. I got the code card in the trash. I'm very proud of myself. I'm also proud of myself for, kind of. So, when I was going to grab the bulk for my friend, I had never been to their house before, so, of course I had to use navigation to get there, but then, when I was going to leave, I don't know, I just was like, I should be able to figure this out, how to get back home, considering I just barely came here. And so I didn't pull up navigation or anything, got a Drapion, and I just kind of went for it. And then it took me about 3 minutes to realize that I have a terrible sense of direction, and I was supposed to be going south to get home, and instead I was going west, which is not the same direction as south, and I thought I was going south, so if you can't tell, the situation went south real quickly. But so, once I realized that, oh wow, 3rd full art, neato. So once I realized that I was going west instead of south, I went until I found a light, because I didn't want to accidentally turn into some random neighborhood and get lost in the bizarre maze that is the system of Utah neighborhoods. Or at least, neighborhoods near where I live. So I waited until I found a stoplight. I turned south at the light. And then, alright, we take this. Got our first secret rare of the box of disaster. Gold. Pretty spicy. How many ETBs? I have 3 currently. And I'll try to restock tomorrow. But yeah. 3 at the moment. Yeah, so at the top stoplight, I turned south. I went south for a little ways until I found somewhere to go east, because I needed to go east to undo how far I went west, so that I'd be back, like, aligned where I needed to be. So I started going east, and I needed to find a certain road, which was the, main road that I used to get there. And so, ooh, Snorlax. So, you know, I needed to find that road. But when I came to an intersection that was about where I was expecting to find that road, I look up at the street name or whatever on like the traffic light, and it's not the right number. But I'm like, I am fairly certain this is where I'm supposed to turn right. So I just went with it. I went with my gut. Oh, okay, Charizard next. We take that. And, you know, turned right there and started going south again. And for a little bit, I was like, okay, maybe this was the wrong road. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I shouldn't just wing this. Maybe I should have just pulled up navigation and, you know, just done the smart and easy thing. But see, I was already a little bit upset with my navigation prior because I had taken the freeway to part of the way to drive there, and I have not driven on the freeway in like a year. It's been a while because my Jeep and the freeway have a really, really bad history. Like a really bad history. But, you know, I was like, I am going to need to take the Jeep on the freeway soon for one of my jobs. And oh, what we got? Ooh, okay. Giratina V-Star. We take those. That's like a solid $20-ish card. We take those. And so, you know, I was just like, all right, I'll take this route. It says it's the fastest way. I'm just going to have to go on the freeway for a little bit. But I kind of, you know, it's probably a good idea to test run the Jeep on the freeway before I go on this, like, hour-ish long trip, like, in a couple weeks. So like usual, whenever I'm using my navigation, I have a really old car, so it does not have its own little screen that I can navigate on. I just have to use my phone. And I tried to use one of those phone things that, like, stick it in your, like, you connect it to the little, like, vents. But the one that I had, I guess, just didn't work and didn't stick to my vents. And so it didn't work. So what I do instead is I just, in my dash, you know, in front of my wheel, there's like the little shelf and there's like this little like top area above it. And I found that I can wedge my phone in there, like, and make it stand still. It's pretty stable, you know? So that's always what I do when I'm using navigation. So that way, one, is I can hear it. Two, it's just as easy to glance at it as it is to glance at my speed. So it's really easy to just, you know, quickly check, make sure that, like, I'm not speeding and that I'm going in the right direction. And so, yeah, I was just vibing. I had that there. I turn onto the freeway, you know, I start accelerating, and then I realize that the spot that I wedged my phone in covers the higher portion of my, like, speedometer, which usually isn't a problem because on a regular basis, I don't ever go more than 50 miles per hour. The only road that I go on that's faster than 45 is the one road that's 50 miles per hour. Oh, what we got? We got Yugioh! And so I usually don't need the higher portion of the speedometer. I don't need to see it, so it doesn't matter if my phone is in front of it. But when you get on the freeway is 70 miles per hour. This is our last pack, by the way. We've done pretty good, but I wouldn't mind a little bit more spice, you know? Some last pack magic, maybe? Alright, I'll take it. I mean, not that I'll take it from John, it's for John, but I will accept. I find this acceptable. That was pretty solid. I'm sad we didn't get an alt art, but that was pretty solid. We got 3 full arts and a secret rare, plus a Charizard, and the Giratina V-Star. Oops, those aren't spicy. Go away. So yeah, Giratina, also not spicy. Charizard, Snorlax that wants to stick to the spicy box of disaster. Electrode, another card that doesn't belong. Drapion, more cards that don't belong. Radiant Steelix, Castform, Drapion, Enamorous, Cook, another card that doesn't belong, Magnezone, Gardevoir, and Gudra. Overall, some nice cards. I wanted a Bullet All-Dart so bad. But that's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. And Charizard. I feel like this card's gonna go back up like in a couple months and be like a $30 card. But I guess that's just my guess. Definitely pretty nice stuff. I'd say you did good. We'll go ahead and add those into your stack. Let's see. I can remember what box it's in. Aha, I found it. I'm actually gonna move it to a different box. Slightly too much spice to be contained in its current spot. So we'll move it somewhere where it will have room for all of the spice. Alright, we got it. Let me go ahead and check orders again. PayPal just straight up logged me out. It's like, okay, you must be gone now. Alright, I don't believe we've got any other orders currently. So let me continue telling my story. My story. So, at this point, I was accelerating on the freeway and supposed to go 70. But I couldn't see above 55 on my speedometer because my phone that had navigation that I needed was on it. So, at this point, I'm like, what are my options here? I can either hope for the best and try to figure out what 70 is, trust the people around me that are probably speeding anyways, or I can try to move my phone while also trying to go 70 while not totally being able to see. But I couldn't just throw my phone to the side. I mean, I could have, but then I wouldn't know where I was going. I wouldn't know what exit to get off on, because if I threw it onto the floor, chances are I wouldn't be able to hear it because my car is so loud. It is a Jeep from 1995 that has had good issues before, and especially notable issues with the fan. And the fan constantly is going like constantly every time I drive it. The whole time. It is loud. Very loud. And I also usually listen to the radio, but I mean, I could have, you know, turned the radio off. But see, I was a little bit more worried about going straight while driving possibly 70 miles per hour because I was on the freeway and there were other cars on the freeway, and I'm like, how am I supposed to like steer with this one hand while going very fast but not sure how fast I was going, and also move my phone? And I was like kind of panicking for a second, but I was like, okay, you know what, it is better to make somebody mad because I'm going 15 under the speed limit for a second than, you know, risk getting an accident by like going too fast or just guessing or whatever. So I just I slowed down a little bit. I like popped my phone out and kind of like slid it to the side just so I could barely see to the 70 mark. And then I was just like, okay, I did it. I'm fine. I can still navigate. I did not like swerve off the road, and I can now go 70 miles per hour without just guessing. So, I mean, after that, I was a little bit upset about, you know, the navigation stuff, because obviously that had been quite stressful. This has been the first time I've driven myself on the freeway in about a year, which is a long time to not drive on the freeway. And so for me to have to go through so much stress, I was just not loving it. Not really. But so, you know, now I'm on my way home. I've already had this terrible time with the navigation, and so that's why I didn't use it, and instead was just guessing, and then ended up going in the wrong direction. Because see, I don't like not being good at things, and so I find it like unacceptable when there's something that I'm not good at or not capable of, and I am not good with direction. Like, I cannot tell what direction I'm facing. I will be like, yeah, this feels like north. Come to find out, I'm facing like southwest. And I'm just like, what do you mean southwest? And so, yeah, I cannot tell what direction I'm facing unless I have like a compass or have previously found out what direction that specific place that I'm at is facing. So yeah, I was very, very, you know, off course at this point. But I had turned onto that road that, even though it had the wrong name, I felt like it was about where I was supposed to be turning. It had kind of the right type of like business area vibes, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna hope for the best. And I drove a little ways, and I'm like, I'm not seeing things that I recognize. So I started worrying again, and I was like, okay, this is probably not the right road. I have no idea where I am now. I should probably just pull over, but like, it's like we're going 45, there's people behind me. I had been upset for a while because after I got up the freeway from that chaos, because I did survive the freeway, I had to take this road that was 45 miles per hour, the one that I was hoping that I was on later. And I was behind this person that was going 35. That is 10 miles per hour under the speed limit. And I mean, yeah, at like one point I was going about 15 under on the freeway. But the freeway is kind of different, and I was stressed. But yeah, we were going 35 in the 45 zone. The person behind me, I don't think they were happy either, but they probably didn't know that it was the car in front of me and not me, because I leave a very large amount of following distance because I'm paranoid about getting into another fender bender, because that was a terrible experience. It may have been like almost 2 years ago, but it was not fun. So I leave lots and lots of following distance, so the person behind me probably thought that was me. But anyways, so I was on my way home, and I was like, I really hope this is the road. But I was like, I don't think the speed limit is quite right. And then I couldn't find any speed limit signs for a while, so I was like, this isn't going well. And then I saw Winco, and there's a Winco on the road I'm supposed to be on. And so I start getting excited. I'm like, I think I did it. There's a Winco on this road. But then I noticed that I'm not seeing the places next to the certain Winco. Like, it was kind of hard to see because there were a lot of trees and stuff in front of the Winco for whatever reason. And so I was like, what if this is just a different Winco? What if I am still on the wrong road? And I just thought that I was on the right road because there was a Winco. But there are more than one Wincos in Utah. So at this point, I am like so uncertain as to whether or not I'm on the right road. But I just keep going, and I'm like, I'm just hoping, as much as I can, I am hoping that I'm on the right direction to go home. And then I cannot express the relief that I felt when I saw Ross, another store that was on the road that I was supposed to be on, and I was just like, Winco and Ross, I did it. I am on the right road. Even though it had a different name, I realized I was in a different city. The reason why I'm not the greatest with differentiating, like, why I didn't think that different cities would have different signs is because there are multiple, like, cities near where I live where, like, 2 or 3 cities will have the same, like, numbering system for their roads because they're so close to each other. There are also cities that share the same zip code, which is very confusing. But yeah, so that's why I did not catch on immediately that's why the road had a different number. But I was on the right road, and so I made it home, and I was just like, man, what an adventure. But then came another struggle. So see, ever since when I got into Pokemon about 2 years ago, my mom wasn't the most supportive of me being into trading cards, and she didn't think it was good how much money I was spending on them. So she would occasionally put me on, like, Pokemon buying bans. And so she would, like, tell me, okay, you need to stop buying Pokemon, you've bought too much this month, you need to take, like, the next 2 weeks off, no buying Pokemon. And that was very upsetting to me for multiple reasons. One of them, of course, being I just wanted Pokemon cards. This was the beginning of the addiction. Like, I needed that fuel to keep going, you know? So I would like sneak out when I was going on other errands to buy Pokemon. Or actually, the first time I think I bought Pokemon while I was on a Pokemon ban and not supposed to buy it, I was with my grandma. And you know how grandmas are. I told her, I'm like, yeah, mom isn't letting me buy Pokemon right now. And she's like, that won't do. So she took me to Walmart and bought me some Pokemon. So that's how it started. And you know, I didn't want to disobey my mom, and I generally tried to follow, you know, when she'd ban me from buying Pokemon. But when it came down to it, I'm like, this is my money. This is my extra money. This isn't my savings. I'm not spending like my life savings on this. This is just something that I really enjoy right now, that I want to spend my personal money on. Like, I should be able to spend my money as I see fit, fair, and reasonable. And so it kind of came to that point where I felt bad to buy stuff behind her back, but it was so absurd. Like, okay, so my little sister spent $200 on Legos, but I can't spend $20 on a Pokemon box? Okay then! So kind of just like, I was just like, this is just kind of silly. So I would occasionally, not constantly, but occasionally I would buy Pokemon even while I was on my Pokemon bans, though often it was like with my grandma or like with friends. But so after that point, my mom eventually kind of stopped doing that, especially after my birthday in 2020. My birthday in 2020 was kind of close to when she stopped kind of policing that, because at that point I had my YouTube channel kind of started, and I was like, I think she kind of was able to tell at that point that I was kind of serious about getting into the Pokemon thing. And also because one of the bans, just one of them, one of the like 3 or 4 Pokemon buying bans that she put me on was like 2 weeks before my birthday, because I was getting a lot of Pokemon cards for my birthday, and she was like, you're getting a bunch for your birthday, you don't need to buy more now. And I was like, I don't think that's good reasoning, but okay, I'll respect it. But so kind of like after that time, she started kind of easing up, but she would still get a little bit upset every now and then when I would like make a really big purchase. But once 2021 started and Rip and Ship started, she was very helpful and supportive of most of my buyings. But what she does not love and has not super supported is the amount of cards that I keep and the tins that I have. I have a lot of tins. She does not like how much storage space they take up. And so when I would like buy a big thing of cards, she'd be like, you already have so many like extra cards. Why do you need more? And I would feel so bad about it. I'm like, Mom, I know I'm taking up all the storage room, but like, so I would always feel really bad about that. So now the point of why I'm explaining this is I still feel like guilty sometimes when I buy or get large amount of cards that are just for myself and not for my channel or TCG Play or anything. And so I still have that like that need to like be discreet about it. Like, flashback to one of the times when I was on a Pokemon buying ban back in 2020. I bought like 3 ETBs worth of cards from somebody just on a local marketplace, because there were some cards in there that I really wanted. It was a great deal. There was like no reason not to. I also needed some more ETB storage boxes, but you know, I didn't want to buy ETBs like sealed, because I wanted like a lot more singles kind of at that point. But so the problem was I didn't have a way to get 3 ETBs into my house unnoticeably, because I usually enter my house through the front door, and my mom's office is right next to the front door, so she's usually right there, and she would notice if I walked in with some Pokemon boxes. So I was like, okay, I don't want to just leave these in my car all night, so I need to get them inside. So what I ended up doing is I went to the window well for my bedroom when I got home, and I quickly tossed all 3 ETBs into the window well. Then I went inside, just normal, no ETBs, just vibing, like, hey mom. Then I went downstairs and I went and opened the window and I brought my ETBs in and I was like, nice. But yeah, so that was kind of how that went at some points. But I still like get like that feeling like I can't, like, that my mom doesn't need to know when I get more cards and stuff. And so today I had all this bulk from my friend that it was a good solid amount of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want my mom to see all of this. I don't want her to be like, I don't want this to be a reason for her to tell me that I have to get rid of a bunch of my stuff, you know? So of course what I wanted to do was bring it in without anybody noticing. Fortunately, the first time I went in, I just brought one box to kind of make sure the ghost was clear. Fortunately, everybody was like in their rooms and stuff, so I was like, so see, I did have my backpack with me, my giant one, my one that I literally could fit in because it is so large. But the amount of bulk I had was more than would fit in that backpack. But what I ended up doing, so the first time I just bought one box in and my small backpack that's like my purse. And I went and I put those away. After I checked that the ghost was clear, I went back out to my car one more time. I filled up my large backpack with stuff and I brought that in. Just looked normal because I usually have that with me when I stay out to play Commander. And so I got that in, I got it downstairs, and then after that, I went up and I went out the back door instead of the front door, because the front door we have like a Ring doorbell, so it turns on and you can see when somebody walks on the porch. So I went out the back door, around to the side of the house, unlocked the gate, and then went to my car with my empty backpack because I had emptied it out earlier after like the first load. I filled it up again, locked my car, went in through the gate, went in through the back door, brought it downstairs, unloaded it all into my room, and I went back up for my fourth and final trip with my backpack out to my car again to fill it up, bring it inside, and I finally had everything inside, and I was just like, why do I do this? Why am I this way? But I got it all in. I mean, either way, it would have taken a while to get it in, but the need to like do it discreetly, like it's unnecessary. I don't need to be discreet about it, but like it just brings me back to the Pokemon bans of 2020. But you know, I made it all inside, and even if my mom does find out about it, it'll be okay. But yeah, so that was exciting today. But now I gotta go through all of it. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff. So that's why it took 4 trips to bring it all in. But yeah, now I gotta pick out the spicy stuff in there, be like, yo, you want all these like $20 cards back? Because I think you probably do. Let's see, what am I missing in the chat? It's kind of like gambling. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I see how that could be a concern. But, like, I had the extra money to enjoy it, and my other options were similar. Like, yes, a Lego set that's sealed is a good investment, but my little sister is buying these sets to build and play with. So that instantly destroys a lot of the value, and it's just for fun. It's because she enjoys it. Me and my other siblings used to be really into Legos too. And so Pokemon is kind of the same thing. It's like, I am not using this as like a means to be financially stable or whatever. This is just what I want to use my extra money for because it's something I enjoy. Opening the cards, sorting the cards, trading the cards. That's just what I like to do. And so that's what I wanted to spend my money on. I mean, you could also compare it to, like, going to an amusement park. Some kids will spend their allowance or their chore money or whatever, spend, like, $100 to go spend a day at an amusement park. What do you get from that? Just a day of fun. But you don't come home with anything, like, financially valuable unless you pay a bunch of money to play games and stuff, but that's not the point. The point is just to do something that you enjoy. And that's what it was with Pokemon for me. So, like, for me, it's not gambling. I open cards because I enjoy them. And of course, if I make my money back, that is fantastic. That means I get to open more cards to enjoy. But at the end of the day, it's just for me to have fun with. It's something that I enjoy. My mom would say no to something. Go to Burger King. Grandma would take me straight there. Yeah, grandmas really are the best. Like, unfortunately, my grandparents, both my sets of grandparents live like 5 hours away, so I don't get to see them that often. But whenever I do, they're pretty epic. Let's see. Yes, I do have my glasses on today because one of my friends wanted to see my glasses, and so I was like, okay. And I mean, you know, I don't wear my glasses that much, largely because, one, it makes doing my makeup so much harder, because like doing my eyeliner is a lot of work when I can see to make it symmetric, but when I can't see because I have to take my glasses off to do my makeup, and I can only see about like this far from my face is clear, everything else gets blurry. So like I would move back from my mirror far enough so that I can see both my eyes, and I'm like, well, I can certainly tell that there are some black blobs near my eyes. One of them I think might be slightly less blobby than the other one, so I should probably add a little bit more to the other one, and then maybe it might be symmetric. But I'm actually pretty proud of myself. My makeup turned out pretty, like, it looks good today. My makeup turned out really nice today, which I'm very impressed with because I couldn't see very well, but it turned out super cute, so I was pretty excited about that. But that is one reason that I am a little bit hesitant to wear my glasses. Plus, glasses just get really, really dirty very, very easily, and that makes it harder to see. And also because sometimes when I wear glasses, they give me a headache. Fortunately, they didn't today, so that was nice. Appreciated not getting a headache by just wearing my glasses. But, you know, yeah, wore my glasses today. Probably won't wear them again for like 4 or 5 months, since I wear them like 2-3 times a year. Not that often. I just really like contacts. Anyways, I should probably check orders, and then I think I'm probably about ready to wrap up for tonight. If I want to have a voice tomorrow and maybe work on some of my other stuff. It was so awkward. I can't remember if it was today or yesterday, but I opened the store. And the first customer that came in, we're always supposed to greet the customers because, you know, it's kind of awkward if, like, there's a person in the store and they just, like, look at you and then, like, go back to what they're doing and you're just like, okay. So you know, we always welcome people when they come in. And so I didn't talk to anybody in a little bit. Like, I'd maybe said, like, bye to my mom when I left, but I didn't have any other reason to really talk while I was just getting ready for the day. So when the first customer came in and I was supposed to say welcome in, my voice just, like, cracked and it came out as this, like, croak, and I just, like, had to, like, turn away for a second and just be like, bro, what the heck was that? It was so bad. Like, I was like, wow, you know, usually I'm just quiet when I overuse my voice, but it straight up was like this croak. It was so awkward, and I just was like, fortunately they didn't seem to really care enough to pay much attention, but I felt pretty stupid for like a good 20 minutes after that. I was like, man, that sounded so bad. But so yeah, that's what happened recently with my voice being beat up. But I mean, I guess my voice is always pretty worn out because I talk too much. It kind of destroys my voice. But that's, I guess, what I get for enjoying streaming. And I've always had, like, I've used to lose my voice a lot when I was in probably between like 6th and 10th grade. Whenever I would get sick, when I finally was getting better from being sick, I would lose my voice. Like, every time I would lose my voice. Like, I straight up could not speak louder than a whisper. I was just like, yeah, no, I don't have a voice right now. I can't really talk. Like, it's like school and stuff. When, like, a teacher would call roll, I'd have to whisper to the person next to me, like, hey, can you say here for me? Because I can't speak. It was like, I straight up just could not talk louder than a whisper. But now when I lose my voice, I guess that's what happens. I just croak at customers when I try to welcome them. It was so bad. It was so bad. But, you know, I got past it. I survived the rest of the day. The rest of the customers were greeted normally. But that first gust, it was so bad. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I'll probably just continue spending hours a day straight talking about stuff. I mean, see, I've already been talking for almost 2 hours straight tonight. I mean, there was one point where I took like a 15-second break to check my messages on my phone. But, you know, yeah. But you'd think that, like, after almost 2 years of streaming, that maybe my voice would get used to it and I wouldn't lose it. But no, I think it just gets worse. I mean, I always kind of complain about losing my voice because it does kind of get pretty weak fairly often. But like this week, it's been extra bad. Like I'm honestly still recovering from that croaked welcome in. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was very distraught. Like I'm not typically somebody that gets embarrassed very easily, but I did feel kind of embarrassed after that because I'm just like, that was so just like obviously awkward. But yeah, fortunately they did not seem to care. So that was a relief. But like I'm a fairly awkward person sometimes, but I don't necessarily feel awkward or embarrassed. I just am like, this is who I am, deal with it. But croaking is not who I am. I may love frogs, and frogs may croak, but I am not a frog, and I should not croak. So yeah, that was kind of rough. They don't adapt. Yeah, I've noticed that is the case. I just keep trying to pretend that it's not the case though, or that like consistently talking often, like maybe I would figure out a way to avoid losing my voice as much, but no, not really. So if I'm the first one and you'll croak at me as well. This was a one-time thing. Hopefully it never happens again. But maybe now, like maybe I'll practice welcoming people in before I unlock the door just to make sure that doesn't happen again. See, like I used to always like sing in my car to the radio, but that was before I really started streaming, so I didn't need my voice as much at that point. But you know, I could do that. It could warm up my voice for the day. Make sure no croaking happens, but at the same time, that would probably just like use up my voice even more. So then by the end of the day, I would be croaking like, have a good one to everyone, instead of welcoming. I mean, I still welcome people in at the end of the day, but yeah, so anyways, that is my current insecurity, croaking when I'm trying to welcome people into work. It was so bad. It was so bad. Imagine a grizzly bear enters the store. I just croak, welcome in. It wasn't like that, but that's the best I can attempt to make a similar sound. Moral of the story, it was awkward. It sounded so awkward. But, you know, I mean, I feel like that could be a reasonable response to a grizzly bear. Like, it's gonna be kind of hard to remain, like, level-headed, like, oh, what's up, dog? If a full-on grizzly bear just, like, walks in to the store. Because there are several reasons. More than several. There is a very bountiful amount of reasons why a grizzly bear should not be walking in to the store. So many reasons. One, they are not really native to the area that I live in, so there shouldn't be grizzly bears there. Two, it is in the middle of a city, and if there's a grizzly bear just walking up the street, somebody's going to notice before it walks into a store. Three, where would it come from? There is nowhere for a grizzly bear to be anywhere within like 30 minutes to 2 hours, and the closest place that it could have come from being a zoo, where it is protected and locked up. So those reasons alone are reasons for it to not be walking into the store. Next reason is, why would it want to walk into a card store when there is a Argentinian bakery like a few doors down? Doesn't, you know, an Argentinian bakery sound like a more attractive place to a grizzly bear than a card store? I would think so. I would think that the grizzly bear would want to be going for the food. I mean, we've got like some little like bags of chips and stuff, but they're all sealed, so you can't really smell them. And once again, Argentinian bakery. It smells good, and there's food there. So they should probably target that first. Next reason why there shouldn't be any grizzly bears walking into the store. The city I work in is one of those cities where there just kind of has to be police patrolling a lot quite regularly because they are needed. So chances are the police would have detained or like taken care of the bear or sent out some kind of alert like, yo, there's a bear on the loose that can open doors, so do make sure to lock your door if you don't want a bear walking in. Nextly, the whole front of our store is windows. Most of it. So chances are I would be able to see if there was a polar bear like meandering up to the door. It would be fairly noticeable, I feel like, because, you know, you don't normally see grizzly bears. So I would probably be like, okay, I'm going to lock the door. He might be a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Or she, can't be a simi. It could be a girl or a boy grizzly bear interested in Yu-Gi-Oh. Either way, I don't think we want any bears in the store. Is there slabs at your other job? I don't know if Hilltop has any extra slabs. I don't know. I don't know if my boss grades stuff. I know he has a lot of spicy singles, but I don't know if any of them are graded, to be honest. I legitimately do not know. But I can ask him when I see him tomorrow to pick up a bunch of boxes of stuff, if he's got any slabs for sale. But I don't know. You think GameStop will be able to fulfill your... No, I'm not gonna... I'm gonna be blatantly honest. I do not think even half of your order will get filled. I doubt you will get more than 5. That is my honest opinion. I do not think you will get more than 5. If you get more than 2, you know? I don't see that happening. Paid in full, man. I paid in full for that Charizard pop figure that they never gave me. GameStop has lost my trust. I'm not gonna lie, Liv. Sad times. Hey, welcome, Pokemaniac. How's it going? Yeah, I don't think they're going to fulfill all 50. Alright, I'm gonna check orders again real quick. I probably need to wrap up soon because I have a lot of stuff to do. And also, you know, I kind of wanted to go to work early tomorrow because we have a magic event going on at like noon, but I'm probably not going to be able to wake up in time, but I'd like to imagine I could. But it's already almost like 1:30, so I probably should go to bed if I want to get to work at all soon enough. It was a mad dash. I can't even imagine how many people were trying to order those Charizard UPCs. Just so much chaos. Those UPCs are wild, but it seems like distribution and allocations have been interesting on them. One of my friends has a distributor that I sometimes get stuff on. I talked to them about whether they're getting it or not, and they're like, I am not even sure what's going on at this point. I'm not getting answers to my questions about them. Like, I don't know. It's just like, yes, these exist. So can I get them? They exist. Cool. So yeah, that's just a big, huge question mark there, and they're talking directly to the distributor. We have wild chickens and peacocks in Hawaii. That sounds like so much fun. You're just chilling, and then there's just like this chicken or this peacock that's just like, yo, what's up? And you're like, hey fam, how you doing? Do they try to like steal food and stuff from people? Or do they just like avoid people? I'm curious. I'm curious how integrated these chickens are into urban society. And the peacocks. Are the peacocks friendly? Do they want to eat your food? Do they avoid you and then eat your leftovers? I have so many questions. Yes, we looked at the new Eevee box earlier. I was disappointed that they just had reused promos in it, but it is cute. It's kind of cute, but I don't have extra money to buy stuff like that. I used the last of my like extra money to get my Arceus UPC pre-order in, and now I just have to hope that I can save up enough for the Zard UPCs and the two, not one but two magic sets that will be coming out in October. Two. I'm super excited, but I'm also like, will I ever have money? The answer is no. I just keep spending it, but I've got so many things I want to get right now. But alas, I just have to take like a deep breath and distract myself with something else so I don't just spend a bunch of money. But I won't lie, those Eevee Premium boxes would be so cute to display. But anyways, yeah, I do think I am going to wrap up for the night. Let me just check orders one last time to make sure I didn't miss anything. They run away fast. Whatever you throw at them. I mean, who wouldn't run away quickly if they had stuff thrown at them? Or do you mean like if you throw them food? They're just like, nah fam, I don't want gifts. A Mew box. And Karen box! Alright, looks like I'm going to need a lot more money. Wish me luck. I don't know where I'm gonna get it. I mean, I guess I did increase my TCG player orders slightly this week, so exclusive to Best Buy. Man, but the only Best Buy is like 30 minutes from my house in the opposite direction of my job. Very inconvenient. Oh, but for the sake of spicy boxes, especially that Kira box. I love Kiram. Kiram is amazing. Okay, but I'm finishing up so I can do stuff. Maybe I'll just work extra lots the next few weeks, then I can buy stuff. Maybe. I mean, I'll work extra lots anyways, because I am addicted to work, I guess. I mean, that's the only explanation for me having 4 jobs. I like to keep busy. It's funny, people are like, you don't have to have that many jobs, and I'm like, oh, I know. I just like it, I guess. Other than the part where I don't get enough sleep. But that's also partially just my insomnia. Like I said, I tried to go to bed early last night. I ended up just laying there for like an hour and a half, just like, I wonder, will I sleep? The answer was yes, after 90 minutes. It was so bad. But yeah, I think that is all for tonight. It was a fun one. Even if a little chaotic, as I shared a bunch of stories about things that were mildly to moderately to extremely stressful, but you know, it's fun times, very fun times. It was great having y'all and vibing for a bit. I should be streaming with Incandescent Arcana tomorrow. It might be kind of late stream though, because I don't know how late I'll be out playing Commander. But, you know, wish me luck on having the mental resolve to leave Commander a little bit early so that we can open lots of Incandescent Arcana. And yeah, that is all for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time.